You've got some milestones as well. You run that AMPLIFY Transformational Data ETF, the symbol is BLOK. It crossed over $1 billion this week, 8th best performing ETF in the US. And this is primarily a bet on not cryptocurrencies, but blockchain itself, which is what I'm really interested in. Are there really enough companies around right now that are devoted to blockchain that can enable you to actually get positions on this?
Hello, I released my first video on BLOK ETF back on January the 13th when the stock was trading at $39. Since then, it recorded an intraday high of $62 on February the 19th and is currently trading around $56, which still represents a 43% upside. I got into this stock as I wanted exposure to blockchain technologies and cryptocurrency. This is my only ETF and is turning out to be one of my strongest performing stocks, especially with the current tech stocks correction we are seeing. Is this still a buy, and where do I see this stock going? Stay tuned for this and more. Keep it simple. For those of you new to the channel, I am the Simple Trader. I am not a financial advisor, so please understand this is all for entertainment only. Full disclosure, I started building my position in BLOK at $39 and was hoping to hold this for 1 to 3 years to take advantage of what I see coming as a blockchain boom across sectors. It was meant to be a long-term play that I was expecting to rise up slowly, but it turns out this stock has serious double EPG. No more plugging, let's start drilling.
Is it a revolution or just hype? Perhaps something in between? One thing is clear, blockchain is one of today's big taking points. Experts see a technology that will influence our life, a new phase of the internet. But what is the belief based on? Blockchain is momentarily the best known distributed ledger technology, DLT for short. This is primarily due to the hype surrounding the Bitcoin cryptocurrency, which is based on blockchain technology.
I first screened this stock when I wanted some exposure to cryptocurrency within my portfolio, but more importantly, I wanted an ETF that focused on blockchain technologies. BLOK became an easy choice, and it has far exceeded my expectations since investing in this back in January. In their own words, BLOK is a growing investment opportunity in blockchain. Now, if you have seen my first video on BLOK, you will know that cryptocurrency is not blockchain per se. Rather, think of the blockchain as the platform and cryptocurrency as the use case. Essentially, blockchain spans sectors and markets, whilst cryptocurrency is just that, and it uses blockchain technology to exist. Think of the internet as blockchain and say a YouTube website as the cryptocurrency. Examples of use cases other than cryptocurrency is growing among other sectors, such as within healthcare. IBM Hyperledger Fabric launched its Rapid Supplier Connect solution on April the 27th, which leverages blockchain to help government agencies and healthcare organizations source equipment. Okay, so what has happened to BLOK since my last video? Well, they have been on absolute fire.
Kind of interesting though, Bob, is we just passed our 3-year anniversary in BLOK, and believe it or not, BLOK's outperformed GBTC since its launch by more than 20%. So here the blockchain and crypto-sensitive stocks in BLOK have been able to actually deliver a better return to investors than something like the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust that is one of the primary ways investors in packaged product land are investing in Bitcoin today.
The biggest part of investing in an ETF for me is to average out risk and aim to gain on the overall type of ETF play. In this case, BLOK focuses hugely on cryptocurrency as a blockchain technology. I think cryptocurrency is going to continue to explode as we see governments continuing to devalue money, and on the flip side, we see more and more wealthy people start hedging some of their wealth into crypto plays. If we look at the chart, we see the stock consolidating right now between the $48 to $60 range. We are on the next run up to the resistance level of $60, and it will be very interesting to see if it can break through and start another bull run upwards. I think there is a likely big chance given the recent news of further stimulus, and on the other side, the adoption of cryptocurrency by the likes of Goldman Sachs, PayPal, and even BlackRock.
I personally think Bitcoin is a long-term hedge. If you really understand Bitcoin, you'll recognize why places like Morgan Stanley are coming into the space It's a scarce asset. And as we were talking about last time I was on the show, that supply-demand imbalance plus the impregnability of the blockchain is going to make that asset very attractive in a world printing money like this.
Bitcoin one step closer to becoming mainstream, because now it's not just stored value, it's actually value that you could use in a store, right? So it becomes that change from stored value to value you can use in a store. That's like the big thing. And you're seeing that in the price of Bitcoin. And you have a lot of people that are kind of betting on Bitcoin. You know, we hosted Kathy Wood a few weeks ago, and she's talking about Bitcoin being like going up and becoming like mainstream. So I think that prophecy is being kind of fulfilled over time, and we're seeing that coming to fruition right now.
Furthermore, add in the recent margin calls on hedge funds. For me, it seems that the rise of the cryptocurrency in 2021 is inevitable, which means hopefully that BLOK will continue to go to the moon. In my last video update, the top 3 holdings in order consisted of Marathon Patent Group, MicroStrategy Inc. and Square Inc. Today though, the top 3 holdings in order is now Voyager Digital, Galaxy Digital Holdings and MicroStrategy. This for me is big and represents something we don't see all that often in these ETFs, which is the changing of some of the higher percentage stocks so drastically. Well, Voyager Digital is an app-based platform that provides easy access to crypto trading. You simply open and fund an account just like a brokerage, and you can instantly trade over 50 digital assets. Voyager to me is set to explode, even though since January the 13th it has already gone up a ludicrous 357%. It is listed on the Canadian Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol VYGRCN. Okay, what about the number 2 holding, Galaxy Digital? Similar to Voyager, Galaxy Digital is listed on the Toronto Stock Exchange and is a diversified financial services and investment management innovator in the digital asset, cryptocurrency and blockchain sectors. Like Voyager, Galaxy is also red hot and went up since 13th of January a sickening 157%. It is no wonder that BLOK is making huge moves up.
I see there's a Galaxy Digital Holdings right up here on the top here. That's Novograntz's fund, isn't it?
That's right. That's right. So that is an interesting holding because it's really a venture play in the crypto and blockchain space. He certainly is doing a fair amount of investment banking with that firm, but also several different ventures of private and companies. And we're a significant holder of that stock. And we have other companies in there that are mining companies, companies that are part of the whole transactional system when it comes to crypto, whether that's custody or storage or digital wallets. It's quite an interesting portfolio and has a unique set of kind of diversification characteristics it brings to the average portfolio of, for example, just straight technology or financial names.
To summarize, I am starting to believe Christian Magoon is the next best thing since sliced bread. In my opinion, he seems to understand the changes coming and has managed not only BLOK to serious success and returns, but also, check this, iBuy, which is another ETF managed by AMPLIFY that was one of the best performing ETFs of 2020, behind only 7 other ETFs including the ARKG, ARKW, ARKK and 3 clean energy ETFs. I see 2021 as the potential breakout year for blockchain technology and cryptocurrency.
I agree with you. I think everybody on this panel would agree with me that it was maybe this is the wrong analogy, but I really think that the Bitcoin was a little bit of a cart before the horse, right? And it just slowed the blockchain down. Blockchain is definitely the real story. And that ETF BLOK is doing well. I mean, it has Square and PayPal in it. If you're in that ETF, you're getting the benefit of those gains on those companies, whether blockchain takes off or not. So that's a good way to put it. But it was really a cart before the horse, and everyone, because we had that initial little bubble in Bitcoin, it goes from 20 grand to 4 grand. People are like, I'm staying away from this, and they associate blockchain with it. When really, if they had just done blockchain first and then came out with Bitcoin, we'd be much further along. But I think we're closing that gap. I'm curious if everybody agrees.
That will further rally as we see more and more devaluation and uncertainty in the markets. So I do see BLOK continuing to uptrend and potentially going to triple digits within 6 months. As a 3-year play, I have BLOK hitting a minimum of $300, which represents a 5x on current value. But to be honest, I literally see 10x potential right here.
What a beautiful block here.
I am coming to believe that there is no stopping the Bitcoin and crypto train.
Kind of the potential future impact. If I told you, for example, that Square is like the JP Morgan of the future, then you'd be looking at it in a whole different prism, right? And you're like, wait, am I buying something now that's, I think it's valued highly, but like in 10 years, they are the bank of the future. They are the money center bank of the future. That's like a very, very big upside to it. So I think if you believe that these companies are the banks of the future, then I don't think they're overvalued. They're probably undervalued where they are. And that's why we have like $380 price target on Square and $375 on PayPal.
I believe still has not fully taken off. And I do not want to be looking back 10 years later thinking, why oh why did I not get involved? This is what the landscape was like back in 2013 alone.
First, I have to give Bitcoin creators credit. At least they know enough not to trust fiat money that's controlled by our government. But they're trying to reinvent the wheel, and they've come up with a flat tire. We already have a perfect, real form of money, and it's called gold.
And in a lot of ways, if you really study it, Joe, it's better than gold. It's easier to store. You can move it around more quickly. And that value and that trusted network is growing. It's 110 million now. By 2025, it'll be at 1 billion. And if we're right and it adopts pursuant to Metcalfe's law, you want to own some Bitcoin.
Thank you for watching, and remember, I do have a position in BLOK ETF, so please take my deep drill with precaution. Do your own due diligence and speak to a professional before you look to invest any of your money. If you are interested in WPG stocks that I have in my Freedom portfolio, please check out my other videos and just consider subscribing to my channel so you get the information first. I am the Simple Trader, and I try to keep this fairly simple, and hopefully we'll simply see you next time.